you know, those 8 Zerglings aren't really going to be able to really do the damage they need to do. Now, if instead of all those Zerglings he had over here attacking these things earlier, if he had a couple of Banelings, because he does have the technology for it, it's only a few, you know, 2 Banelings is only 50 gas, which is, you know, half of what one of these guys require, and he does have a little bit of gas in there. And actually, he's got several gas. He should probably start spending that stuff. And he's trying to get Kuba here supply block, but he does have way more overlords than he needs, so it's pretty much okay. But yeah, if he only had those 2 Banelings, all of these drones would have just been gone. So we do have some roaches. Actually, it looks like they both transitioned into a roach warren. Even though he did build that roach warren, and he did upgrade the speed on it, he never actually built himself any roaches. Probably because he hasn't seen any more Zerglings and Banelings from DalaiLameR. Anyway, back to the APM tab. They're both still way up there. It's pretty ridiculously high, actually. Mine's usually like maybe 100 if I'm doing really good, on average anyway. Usually it actually sits around 70, but this is actually like really good. These Mutalisks are going to be able to see all these Zerglings, and they're a little caught out of position, but he's going to try and intercept these Mutalisks as they're heading back over to their base. But what is the range on these guys? It's pretty good. It's about 6, which I think is these guys are 4? 3. So okay, it's twice the range of a Mutalisk. That is a bit of an advantage, even though they are quite a bit faster. So anyway, these Mutalisks here are going to try and start picking off these roaches, even though, like I said, I mean, all these Corruptors are really good against the Mutalisks, but he doesn't have the DPS, you know, versus anything on the ground, so he's got to get himself something over here really quick, because these roaches are going to eat up these Zerglings, because they ball up really good, so the Zerglings can't get a good surround. So he's probably going to need himself either some more of his own roaches, and yeah, these Mutalisks are over here also doing a bunch of damage, so he's got to, you know, fend off these Mutalisks at the same time as prepare for these roaches, which is going to be really difficult to deal with. So, yeah, okay, so he's backing up there with his Mutalisk, which I'm not really sure why, probably because, anyways, yeah, he's got enough Zerglings now, I think he's going to be able to pin up all these roaches. Back to the Demon's Lost tab, it's still in DalaiLameR's favor. So, or was it in Kuba's favor before? I don't remember. Anyway, but it's in DalaiLameR's favor now. And I like the position of these roaches because he can't get a really good surround on them. And now these Mutalisks are going to come in here and, you know, they're going to pick off this queen and then start killing a whole bunch of these Zerglings. But he did already lose all the roaches, so it's okay. And actually, it looks like they're kind of going for a bit of a base race here. And actually, there's the corruption ability being used on that queen there, finally. But I mean, like I said, he does have way more Mutalisks, so he's able to attack the ground while Kuba can't. So he's got to bring these Corruptors back, because the only thing they're going to be able to fight are these Mutalisks here. So if he doesn't kill the Mutalisks, I mean, he doesn't use what he's got for what he needs them for. There he goes, starts to chase those guys off. So we got several Zerglings flooding across over here, but there are just way too many roaches for them to deal with. And like I said, when they ball up like this, you can't get the surround you need to get the Zerglings. So he's chasing off these Mutalisks here, but at the same time, he's coming back with all these roaches on the. Like his APM's actually now. Okay, yeah, now it's definitely over 200. He does several Zerglings on the way, but I mean, this is a lot of roaches, and he's gonna have to get a good surround on these. Now these guys do bonus to armor, these spine crawlers, so they're gonna be able to do pretty good against these. But there's a lot of roaches there. And he should probably, yeah, he's using the corruption ability on the roaches, try and get some extra damage done to those guys. But if we go back to the Demon's Lost tab, it's still about the same position it was before, but there's still a lot of roaches here, and I think all those Zerglings did go down. So now he's gonna start cleaning up all these roaches, or all these drones here, and these drones are just gonna start falling like nobody's business. I mean, they're fighting back, but it's just not gonna happen. I mean, he does have enough Mutalisks now where he's actually able to hit back on these guys, and that corruption ability actually lasts a lot longer than I thought it did. Anyways, he did lose all those roaches, but I mean, the damage has kind of been done there a little bit. The income tab showing it actually still in Kuba's favor. I don't really know how that happened. I mean, he has really mined out over here, and so I mean, they really could use another expansion, especially DalaiLameR, because yeah, they're pretty far behind on that income. I mean, the saturation's pretty good actually, so he's probably actually oversaturated. So I mean, while he does have more drones, it's not really doing a whole lot, and he's, I guess, still working on the last. Oh, okay, now he's mined out. Okay, so now we have the Corruptors back over here, and he's got, I mean, but he's got enough roaches over here where he's gonna be able to fight off all the Zerglings. But he really, I mean, if he's gonna be, he really needs more Mutalisks in order to fight off all this off, or actually some Hydralisks to really get to chase off all these Corruptors and Mutalisks. But I mean, once you get into that position, you end up fighting a very defensive game. So he's going to be killing off a whole bunch of Overlord, and actually DalaiLameR's really supply blocked now, so he's going to be in a lot of trouble because, I mean, what his army he has now is about all he's going to have for a while. Because he has to produce so many Overlord, which is going to cost him so many minerals, and they've been really good on their macros, so it's going to be, you know, really difficult to actually get up the Overlords you need to get for your army. So the Corruptors over here, they're dying, but I mean, he's so supply blocked now. I mean, he's so far in the hole, it's so bad. So he's gonna have to be spending all his minerals he needs to be getting on yeah, but I mean, I think right here he's taking out the hatchery soon. He's also, Kuba's not going to have any more income. So we have 0 income for Kuba and a little bit of income left for DalaiLameR. So while he is supply blocked, yeah, how could I lose this? So anyway, yeah, it was, I mean, he did supply block him heavily, but I mean, he now has no income and he has no minerals. So what he has now is all he has, which is, it looks like, 9 corruptors. So yeah, he definitely lost that one out there. He had a lot more units, and corruptor sucks. But anyway, that was a pretty good game, pretty epic, and lots and lots and lots of non-stop action. I did like the use of corruptors, even though I mean it's really good against the mutalisks, but I think if you use only a few of them in more of a defensive posture, I'm doing that hand gesture thing again, which is pretty ridiculous because you can't see it, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway. So if you use maybe like just a small handful of corruptors in more of a defensive posture, versus all these mutalisks, it can be really good, but I mean, when you get this many corruptors, you can't really attack, I mean, anything on the ground is going to just start tearing you up, because you can't fight back, obviously. So, because that's really going to hurt your mutalisk number. So if you're going to do that, you're either going to need these corruptors plus something like hydralisks, which are going to all of those are just going to tear up these mutalisks. We did have enough roaches where the hydralisks wouldn't have been that effective, but actually no, sorry, I got that backwards. Yeah, so I mean, so yeah, corruptor hydralisk would be pretty good, but I mean, you really don't need that many. I mean, yeah, I don't know how many corruptors he built that whole game, but it was probably way too many. And he just kind of got a little bit outplayed. Even though if you looked at the APM, it was actually, his was actually like peaking way higher a little bit more often. So that kind of goes to show you that you don't really need all that really high APM all the time in order to win. You just need the right unit composition, which the Mutalisk Roach was actually really good. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll catch you later. Alright, thanks.